Hello, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. Right, so this is episode 11 of reducing our carbon footprint in our organization. So I can say that a lot of the activities that's happened in the last number of episodes have been initiation. So let's look at this from a project lifecycle standpoint. So a lot of conversations have happened to kind of put some things in place to enable us to kind of set us up for success on the project. The goal is to reduce our carbon footprint. So from the initial conversations, I'm trying to not drag this on for too long, but projects can run for years. So from the initial conversations, we would have agreed and documented the level of carbon footprint reduction that we want to achieve. So it would have been specific or have a range of carbon footprints that we want to achieve. So we would have put that in place. So what we want to achieve is clear, or a range of what we want to achieve. The range of what we want to achieve is clear. So let's move into planning now. So in planning, although a lot of things will still happen from an initiation standpoint, like the funding, how much you spend on the project, the resources. We spoke about risk management. The risk is managed, identified throughout the project, not just at the start of the project. Throughout the project, we're assessing and identifying and managing and mitigating risks. So we have identified stakeholders. We're having conversations with different stakeholders. We have set up an operating rhythm for the projects. An operating rhythm will be meeting weekly or fortnightly, and we'll start planning on those meetings. We'll start planning. We might have a enterprise system for planning where we'll be putting activities and who will be doing the activities. The PMO would have set up the project on whatever system we're using to set up project, to manage and track project progress. So that would have been going on alongside. So let's go into a little bit more detail around the planning. So what are we planning? We have different departments, and we've kind of established to some extent maybe a rough estimate or a rough idea or a range of what each department want to achieve, or what level of carbon reduction each department we expect to get from each department. So what goes into that? I know at the very start, the first few episodes, I gave an example around printing. So let's go back to that example. So one department, maybe customer service or customer contacts, customer engagement, customer experience, could be sending letters, and 5 million letters in a year. It costs £1 to send a letter. That's saving the organization 5 million and saving the trees that would have been cut down to kind of create or print those letters. So we'll go into the specifics of what will have to happen, what needs to be true for us to reduce the number of letters we send. So that's just one example. It could be that we can take another department, maybe finance. What are some of the activities that they do? So business analyst or whoever, system architect, whatever the role will be, would have been working with individual departments, each teams, to identify areas of opportunities where we can reduce our carbon footprint. So I've given the example of paper. It might not be paper. It might be teams have a lot of meetings and you want to cut down on that so that we can reduce our carbon footprint. It might be that there are buildings that are not used optimally, and maybe you want to close down those buildings or sell those buildings or rent it out so that you don't keep paying and funding the running of those buildings. So there could be so many different examples, but as a project management professional, that's not really my area. My area is those ideas come in, we document them, and we plan about how we want to achieve those things. So planning can go on for months. It can go on, and we're talking traditional project management. So maybe before we move into monitoring and controlling, according to PMI, maybe next episode we can speak about if we're approaching this from an agile standpoint. Let's leave it there for today, and then I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye-bye.